Welcome, adventurer. Allow me to introduce you to Kashka.
Welcome,
a towering
adventurer.
figure.
Allow me
Kashka
to
is a Goliath of imposing presence and undeniable might. Dedicated to the code of the lawful evil, she does not shy away from doing whatever it takes to exert her authority and achieve her goals. Her background as a guild artisan has honed her skills to perfection. She is proficient in athletics and acrobatics, flexing her strength and dexterity to overcome any obstacle that stands in her way. Equipped with her trusty chainmail, a mighty longsword, and a sturdy shield, she is a formidable fighter. Her impressive strength, dexterity, and constitution make her a force to be reckoned with. However, her wisdom and intelligence are not her strongest suits, and her charisma, while not exceptional, is just enough to get her by in social situations. Tread carefully, for the world is full of dangerous challenges and enticing opportunities. Your choices will shape Kashka's fate and the world around her. Let us begin. The story unfolds in the bustling city of Vindor, known for its towering, granite walls and thriving marketplaces. Kashka stands at the entrance of a grand, double-cast iron gate that serves as the entryway into the city. She sees a group of city guards inspecting entrance for contraband and potentially dangerous magic items. Kashka knows she has nothing to hide, but the sight of the guards reminds her of her own strict adherence to the laws and rules, albeit a ruthless interpretation of them. She is keen to enter the city and continue her journey, but something tells her the guards might not be as welcoming to a towering Goliath like herself. A guard, a burly human with a stern expression, signals her to approach. "State your business," he demands, eyeing Kashka from top to bottom. How does Kashka respond? Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat to suggest the next course of action. Tristan Armstrong has been chosen. I'm looking for work. Work, you say? The guard grunts, his gaze still scrutinizing Kashka. His eyes linger on her longsword and shield. You're a fighter, aren't you? We've been having trouble with a group of bandits on the outskirts of the city. They've been ambushing supply caravans. If you can deal with them, we can offer a reward. Just as the guard finishes speaking, a cloaked figure bumps into Kashka, dropping a small, ornate box. The figure hastily picks up the box and scurries away, disappearing into the crowd. The guard looks suspiciously at the direction the figure had vanished and then back at Kashka. I don't like the look of that. Search her, he orders another guard. Roll a d20. Tell me what you rolled. You rolled 20. With a natural 20, Kashka's quick reflexes kick in. As the second guard approaches, she steps back deftly, holding her hands up to show she holds no weapon. Her eyes, fiercely, meet the guards, radiating an intense energy of challenge. Look, I've got nothing to hide, she calmly, but firmly, states. Her voice echoes off the stone walls of the city gate, drawing the attention of bystanders. The guard hesitates, clearly not expecting such a formidable response. He glances at his superior, who, after a moment's deliberation, nods. "We'll trust you this time," says the first guard gruffly. "But don't cause any trouble, Goliath." The guards let her pass, but the incident with the cloaked figure still lingers in her mind. What will Kashka do next? Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat to suggest the next course of action. Base ape has been chosen. Follow the hooded figure. Leaving the guards behind, Kashka quickly merges into the crowd, her eyes scanning the sea of heads for the cloaked figure. As her gaze sweeps over the city's populace, she notices a glimpse of a cloak disappearing around a corner into a narrow alley. With a subtle agility that defies her towering size, Kashka navigates through the swarm of people and reaches the alleyway. The alley is darker and narrower than she would have liked, and the stench of rotting garbage is overwhelming. She sees the figure at the far end of the alley, fumbling with the ornate box. Silently, she approaches the figure, her hand on the hilt of her longsword, ready for any unexpected surprises. What does Kashka do as she gets closer? Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat to suggest the next course of action. Loser Nerd has been chosen. Cut off the figure's head and take the box. With a swift and brutal determination, Kashka draws her longsword, ready to strike. The figure, seemingly unaware of the impending danger, continues to fumble with the box. However, just as she is about to swing her weapon, a strong gust of wind sweeps through the alley, lifting the figure's hood and revealing the face of a terrified young boy. His eyes meet Kashka's, filled with fear and confusion. The box drops from his trembling hands and clatters on the cobblestones. Roll a d20. Tell me what you rolled. You rolled 7. With a roll of 7, Kashka hesitates. The sight of the terrified boy stirs something within her. She has fought many battles, faced countless foes, but a child? No, this was not her enemy. Lowering her sword, she grabs the ornate box from the ground. The boy, seeing Kashka's change in demeanor, stammers out an apology. I didn't mean to. I was just, he says, his voice trailing off into a frightened whisper. What will Kashka do now? Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat to suggest the next course of action. Maureen Peters has been chosen. Comfort the child, ask him if you can help in any way. Kashka sheathes her longsword and looks down at the terrified boy. "Hey, it's okay," she says, her voice softer than before. She crouches to his level, her formidable frame still towering over him. "Can I help you with something, kid?" The boy, visibly taken aback by Kashka's unexpected gentleness, slowly starts to tell his story. He talks of how he stole the box from a cruel gang of thieves who had taken his family hostage. He hoped to sell the box to pay their ransom. As Kashka listens to the boy's story, she feels a tug at her heartstrings. The day was turning out to be far more complicated than she had anticipated. What will she decide to do with this new information? Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat to suggest the next course of action. Tristan Armstrong has been chosen. Solve the puzzle box, release the Sybarites. Intrigued by the boy's story in the ornate box, Kashka decides to try her hand at the puzzle. The box is exquisitely made, adorned with intricate carvings and strange symbols she doesn't recognize. The puzzle must hold the key to opening the box. She turns the box over in her large hands, her fingers deftly manipulating the various parts of the puzzle. The boy watches in awe as the Goliath works, whispering softly about the thieves who stole it and their lair in the city's underbelly. Roll a d20. Tell me what you rolled. You rolled 11. With a roll of 11, Kashka starts to make progress. The box's mechanisms are complex, each piece interlocking with the next in an intricate dance. Carefully, she manipulates the parts, her strength and dexterity guiding her movements. After what feels like an eternity, there's a soft click and one side of the box shifts slightly. But the box doesn't open. Clearly, the puzzle is more complicated than she initially thought. Kashka knows she's onto something but still has a way to go. The boy looks at her hopefully. "Do you think you can open it?" he asks, his voice barely above a whisper. What will Kashka do next? Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat to suggest the next course of action. Loser nerd has been chosen. Use your superior strength to rip open the box. Unable to solve the puzzle, Kashka decides to employ her considerable strength to force the box open. She grips the ornate box tightly in her hands, her strong, calloused fingers finding purchase on the intricately carved surface. With a determined grunt, she begins to pull. Roll a d20. Tell me what you roll. You rolled 4. With a roll of 4, despite her considerable strength, the box refuses to give. The craftsmanship is impeccable, and the materials used are clearly of high quality. Kashka's efforts only manage to scratch the surface of the box, but the puzzle remains intact. The boy watches Kashka, wide-eyed, as she strains against the stubborn box. I think there's a key, he stammers. The thieves, they mentioned a key. Kashka knows she has a choice to make, continue trying to force the box open or go after the thieves and the key. What will she decide to do? Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat to suggest the next course of action. Tristan Armstrong has been chosen. Head into the sewers to find the Thieves Guild. Determining that her strength alone will not open the box, Kashka decides to take on the thieves. With the boy's guidance, she finds the entrance to the city's underbelly, a grimy sewer grate hidden in a dark alley. The stench is overwhelming, but Kashka steels herself and descends into the murk. The damp tunnels echo with distant sounds, and the faint light from above barely reaches into the oppressive gloom. Every step she takes is fraught with danger. The thieves could be lurking in any shadow, ready to pounce. As she ventures deeper, she notices distant chatter and the flicker of torchlight dancing against the wet cobblestone walls. She's getting closer. What does Kashka do as she approaches the source of the voices? Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat to suggest the next course of action. Based Ape has been chosen. Listen closely to see if you can hear what is being said. Kashka slows her pace, moving as silently as her large frame allows. She strains her ears, trying to make out the murmurs echoing through the dank tunnels. Drawing nearer, she begins to discern voices, rough, cruel laughter, and the clink of coins changing hands. Roll a d20. Tell me what you roll. You rolled 14. With a roll of 14, Kashka strains her ears and focuses her attention on the chatter. She's able to pick up snippets of conversation. "Boss got the damn key," one voice grumbles. "Says it's worth more than the box itself. Should have sold the lot when we had the chance," another retorts. "What use is a box we can't open?" From their conversation, it's clear the thieves are just as frustrated by the box as she was. They're in possession of the key, but it seems they've yet to use it. Kashka now has valuable information at her disposal. What will she decide to do next? Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat to suggest the next course of action. Loser Nerd has been chosen. Trade the boy for the key. An unexpected plan forms in Kashka's mind. She weighs her options and decides to take a risk. The boy could be valuable leverage and might help her get the key without resorting to violence. She retraces her steps, emerging from the gloom of the sewer and rejoining the boy. After explaining her plan and ensuring his safety, they venture back into the underbelly together. As they approach the thieves' lair, Kashka steels herself for the confrontation ahead. She holds the boy beside her, a protective hand resting on his shoulder, ready to push him behind her at the first sign of danger. What will Kashka say to the thieves? Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat to suggest the next course of action. Not a bobcat has been chosen. I'll trade you this kid for the key. He's worth a nice ransom. Kashka steps into the torchlight, keeping her voice steady and cool as she addresses the thieves. "I've got a deal for you," she calls out. Her words echo in the dank tunnel, cutting through the thieves' chatter. "This boy for your key. He's worth a handsome ransom." Her declaration is met with stunned silence. Then, a figure separates from the shadows, stepping into the flickering light. It's a burly man, presumably the leader, his face twisted in a wicked grin. "Is that so?" he drawls, eyeing Kashka and the boy with interest. "Roll a d20. Tell me what you rolled." You rolled 3. With a roll of 3, Kashka's attempt to deceive the thieves goes awry. The leader looks at the boy, then back at Kashka, his wicked grin morphing into a suspicious sneer. You expect us to believe that, he scoffs, his voice echoing through the tunnels. Looks like you're trying to trick us, Goliath. Suddenly, the tunnel is filled with the sound of drawn weapons. The thieves circle around them, their faces shrouded in shadow, but their intent clear. Kashka realizes she's walked into a dangerous situation. What will she do now? Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat to suggest the next course of action. Based ape has been chosen. Cut off their heads with your long sword. With the situation quickly spiraling out of control, Kashka grips her longsword, ready to defend herself and the boy. She moves quickly, her gaze focused on the thieves closing in on them. Roll a d20. Tell me what you rolled. You rolled 8. With a roll of 8, Kashka moves swiftly, her longsword slicing through the air. She manages to fend off a couple of the thieves, but they are many in her swing, although powerful, is not as precise as she would have liked. A thief lunges at her and she moves to block, her longsword meeting his with an echoing clang. The fight erupts into chaos as more thieves join the fray, their faces twisted in malicious excitement. Kashka knows she has a tough fight ahead. What will Kashka do next? Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat to suggest the next course of action. Based ape has been chosen. Swing again, protect the boy. With fierce determination, Kashka once again prepares to strike at the encircling thieves. Her primary concern is to ensure the boy's safety. She positions herself between him and the thieves, her longsword ready to cut down anyone who dares approach. Roll a d20. Tell me what you rolled. You rolled 20. With a natural 20, Kashka's next swing is a sight to behold. Her longsword arcs through the air, a deadly dance of steel that sends the thieves recoiling. One by one, they fall back, their bravado fading in the face of Kashka's formidable display. The tunnel echoes with the clash of steel on steel, and Kashka stands tall, her dominance unquestionable. The boy watches from behind her, all written across his face. The thieves, on the other hand, are beginning to look less sure of themselves. What will Kashka do next? Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat to suggest the next course of action. Base tape has been chosen. Take me to the key, or I'll slay you where you stand. Intimidating and commanding, Kashka stands tall amidst the defeated thieves, her icy voice echoing through the dank tunnel. Take me to the key, she demands, her gaze locked on the thieves' leader, or I'll slay you where you stand. The leader, a burly man with a wicked grin now wiped clean off his face, swallows hard, his eyes darting between Kashka's towering form and her gleaming longsword. All right, he stammers, no need for violence. I'll get you the key. The thieves part, giving him a wide berth as he retreats into the darkness. Kashka watches him closely, her grip on her longsword unwavering. What will she do while she waits for the key? Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat to suggest the next course of action. Tristan Armstrong has been chosen. Accompany the chief thief, alert for betrayal. Deciding to stay on her guard, Kashka steps forward, her eyes fixed on the leader. I think I'll come with you, she states, her voice echoing in the dank tunnel. Just to make sure there are no misunderstandings. The leader glances at her nervously but doesn't object. He leads Kashka deeper into the underbelly of the city, toward a secluded chamber lit by the flickering light of a lone torch. There, he retrieves an intricate key from a locked chest, offering it to Kashka with a trembling hand. As she reaches out to take the key, the tension in the room is palpable. Will the handover go smoothly, or will the thieves attempt a last-ditch attack? Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat to suggest the next course of action. Lady of the Lindens has been chosen. It goes smoothly and then we kill them all before leaving with our boy. As Kashka reaches out to take the key, she feels a surge of strategy forming in her mind. The thieves are still reeling from her previous display of strength, and she knows she can take them by surprise. Roll a d20. Tell me what you rolled. You rolled 11. With a roll of 11, Kashka swiftly takes the key from the leader and, in one fluid motion, swings her longsword. The leader stumbles back, his eyes wide in surprise. The room erupts into chaos as Kashka battles the thieves, her longsword a whirlwind of steel. She keeps the boy behind her, protecting him from the melee. One by one, the thieves fall, their initial bravado replaced by fear. Kashka stands victorious, the key in her possession, and the boy safe. What will she do next? Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat to suggest the next course of action. Base tape has been chosen. Use the key to open the box. Let's see what is so valuable. With the thieves dealt with, Kashka turns her attention back to the ornate box. Holding the intricate key in her hand, she carefully inserts it into the box's hidden keyhole and turns it. Roll a d20. Tell me what you rolled. You rolled 4. With a roll of 4, the key fits perfectly into the lock, but as Kashka turns it, there's a noticeable resistance. It's as if something is blocking the mechanism inside. She tries to force it, but the lock doesn't budge. Disappointed, Kashka realizes that she needs to solve the remaining part of the puzzle box to make the key work. She tries to recall the patterns and symbols on the box, wondering if there's a clue she might have missed. What will Kashka do next? Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat to suggest the next course of action. Loser Nerd has been chosen. Have the boy solve the box. Kill him if he fails. Kashka hands the box to the boy, instructing him to try his hand at the puzzle. The boy, despite the dangerous situation and the stern directive, seems to take on the task with a certain enthusiasm. In the flickering torchlight, Kashka watches as the boy studies the box, his fingers tracing the intricate carvings and symbols. Seeing his focused expression, she can't help but feel a pang of admiration for his bravery. Roll a d20. Tell me what you rolled. You rolled 7. With a roll of 7, the boy struggles with the puzzle, visibly frustrated as he tries to shift the symbols and carve out a solution. Time seems to stretch on as he strains against the challenge, but despite his best efforts, the box remains firmly shut. Kashka watches the boy's failed attempt, her gaze lingering on the unsolved puzzle. She now has a decision to make. What will she do next? Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat to suggest the next course of action. Base tape has been chosen. Take the box and the lock to the local locksmith. We can rescue the boy's family later. Deciding to take a different approach, Kashka retrieves the box from the boy and assures him that they will soon rescue his family. She leads him out of the sewers and back into the bustling city of Vindor. Following the boy's directions, she finds herself in front of a humble locksmith's shop. The old wooden sign hanging above the door creaks in the breeze, and inside, she can see a stooped figure hunched over a workbench, surrounded by keys and locks of all shapes and sizes. What will she say to the locksmith? Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat to suggest the next course of action. Bleach Demon has been chosen. Open this here box if you value your soul, locksmith. Giving a subtle wink. With a subtle wink to soften her stern directive, Kashka places the ornate box on the locksmith's cluttered counter. Open this here box if you value your soul, locksmith, she says, her voice carrying an undercurrent of playful threat. The locksmith, a grizzled dwarf with a mane of wild white hair, looks up from his workbench. He peers at Kashka and then at the box, his eyes wide with surprise and curiosity. Roll a d20. Tell me what you rolled. You rolled 18. With a roll of 18, the locksmith's initial surprise quickly turns into keen interest. I haven't seen a lock like this in many a year, he says, running his gnarled fingers over the intricate carvings and mechanisms of the box. He spends the next several minutes studying the box and its key, occasionally muttering to himself and nodding. Finally, he inserts the key into the lock and turns it. With a soft click, the box springs open, revealing a glowing gem nestled within its velvet-lined interior. The locksmith looks up at Kashka, a gleam of triumph in his eyes. There you are, miss, he says, sliding the open box across the counter. Quite a puzzle, that one. What will Kashka do next with the open box and glowing gem? Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat to suggest the next course of action. Lady of the Lindens has been chosen. Ask our boy, what do you think, kiddo? Do you recognize this at all? Kashka turns to the boy, holding the box so he can see the glowing gem. What do you think, kiddo? She asks. Do you recognize this at all? The boy peers at the gem, his eyes wide with wonder. He shakes his head, clearly awed by the beautiful gem but not recognizing it. Now that the box is open and the gem revealed, Kashka needs to decide her next course of action. What will she do? Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat to suggest the next course of action. Based ape has been chosen. Turn to the locksmith. I will trade you this gem for a skeleton key that can open any door in the city. Turning back to the locksmith, Kashka proposes a trade. I will trade you this gem for a skeleton key that can open any door in the city, she offers, holding up the glowing gem. The locksmith, taken aback by her proposal, looks at the gem and then back at Kashka. A skeleton key, you say, he mumbles, rubbing his chin thoughtfully. Roll a d20. Tell me what you rolled. You rolled 16. With a roll of 16, the locksmith's gaze lingers on the glowing gem, clearly intrigued by the offer. A skeleton key that can open any door in the city, eh? He muses, eyeing the gem covetously. That's a tall order, but for a gem like that, I reckon I can make it work. He sets about crafting the key, his experienced hands moving with a precision and speed Kashka can't help but admire. After a while, he hands Kashka a finely crafted skeleton key. Now remember, he warns, such a key is a powerful tool, and not to be used lightly. Armed with her new skeleton key, what will Kashka decide to do next? Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat to suggest the next course of action. Maureen Peters has been chosen. Open the oldest doors in the city. Intrigued by the possibilities her new skeleton key presents, Kashka decides to test it on the oldest doors in the city. The boy guides her to the ancient district of Vindor, where the city's oldest and most mysterious buildings stand. Standing in front of a towering, weather-beaten door, Kashka can't help but feel a sense of awe. The markings on the door suggest it belongs to an era long past, and who knows what secrets it might hold. She takes out her skeleton key and prepares to unlock the door. What will she find inside? Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat to suggest the next course of action. Lady of the Lindens has been chosen. Explore what is beyond the door with our boy. With a sense of anticipation, Kashka unlocks the ancient door. The heavy, wooden portal creaks open, revealing a dimly lit chamber beyond. With the boy at her side, she steps into the long-forgotten room. The chamber is filled with dust-covered relics and ancient artifacts, each one a window into the city's past. As Kashka and the boy explore, they can't help but feel a sense of wonder. But the room also carries a sense of foreboding, as if it's been undisturbed for centuries. Roll a d20. Tell me what you rolled. You rolled 14. With a roll of 14, Kashka and the boy navigate the room, careful not to disturb the ancient artifacts. There's an air of reverence in the chamber that makes them tread lightly. As they explore, Kashka notices a worn, leather-bound book that stands out among the rest. She carefully picks it up, blowing off the dust. The boy, peering over her shoulder, points to the title, his finger tracing the faded letters. It's a history book, detailing the early days of Vindor and its founding families. Where will this newfound knowledge lead Kashka and the boy? Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat to suggest the next course of action. Base tape has been chosen. Ask the boy what his name is. As they continue to explore the ancient chamber, Kashka turns to the boy. "You know, I just realized I never asked your name," she says, her voice echoing softly in the room. The boy looks up at her, a shy smile playing on his lips. "It's Timek," he replies, his voice barely above a whisper. With the boy now having a name, Timek, Kashka feels a renewed sense of responsibility towards him and his plight. What will they do next? Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat to suggest the next course of action. Bleach Demon has been chosen. Well, that's a stupid name. I will call you Oliver, a less stupid name. We search for hidden treasures. With a grin, Kashka ruffles Timek's hair. Well, that's a stupid name. I will call you Oliver, a less stupid name, she declares, earning a surprised giggle from the boy. With Oliver by her side, Kashka continues her exploration of the ancient room, her eyes scanning for any hidden treasures that might be worth their time. Roll a d20. Tell me what you rolled. You rolled 17. With a roll of 17, Kashka's keen eyes don't miss a thing. As she and Oliver sift through the ancient artifacts, she spots a peculiar stone statue tucked away in a corner. It's a small, beautifully carved figurine of a dragon, its eyes made of gleaming rubies. It's not just the craftsmanship that catches Kashka's attention. There's a certain aura about the statue, a sense of power that hints at hidden magic. Intrigued, she picks it up, feeling an almost electric charge course through her. What will Kashka do with this newfound artifact? Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat to suggest the next course of action. Maureen Peters has been chosen. Take the statue with you. Deciding that the dragon statue may come in handy, Kashka carefully places it into her bag. As she does, she feels a slight warmth emanating from the statue, further confirming her suspicions that it holds some kind of magic. With the statue secured, Kashka and Oliver continue their exploration. The room still holds countless secrets, and who knows what other treasures they might find. What would Kashka like to do next? Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat to suggest the next course of action. Bleach Demon has been chosen. I look for hidden treasure in the bowls of the building. Determined to unearth more treasures, Kashka delves deeper into the ancient building, Oliver following close behind. The deep bowels of the structure are damp and dark, but Kashka's Goliath eyes adjust well to the gloom. As they navigate the labyrinthine corridors, Kashka keeps her eyes peeled for any signs of hidden compartments or secret rooms that might hold valuable artifacts. Roll a d20. Tell me what you rolled. You rolled 20. With a natural 20, Kashka's sharp eyes catch sight of an anomaly on one of the stone walls. A seemingly ordinary slab of stone looks suspiciously newer than the surrounding masonry. Pushing against it, the stone slides away, revealing a hidden chamber. The chamber, though small, is filled with glittering treasures. Gold coins, gem-encrusted goblets, ancient tomes, and more lie in wait, hidden away for centuries. Kashka can't help but let out a low whistle at the sight. Oliver's eyes widen in awe, the treasures reflecting in his wide, youthful eyes. What will Kashka do with this newfound treasure trove? Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat to suggest the next course of action. Not a bobcat has been chosen. Become the most powerful lord in all the land. Crush all who oppose me. With a sudden rush of ambition fueled by the sight of the hidden treasure, Kashka makes a momentous decision. She will use this wealth to become the most powerful lord in all the land, and she will crush any who dare to oppose her. But power, she knows, is not just about wealth. It's about alliances, strategy, and force. With Oliver at her side and her newfound treasure, she begins to plan her rise to power. Where will she start? Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat to suggest the next course of action. Bleach Demon has been chosen. I'm being to sing out a version of Boy for Sale as I walk the streets as a lord. And see if there are any takers. Embracing her new status as a lord, Kashka starts to roam the streets of Vindor, Oliver trailing behind her. In a bold display of her new reign, she begins to sing out a version of Boy for Sale, drawing curious looks from passersby. Her deep, melodic voice echoes through the bustling streets, commanding attention. Some people stop to listen, intrigued by the towering Goliath singing in the middle of the road. However, the meaning behind her song raises concern among some of the city's citizens. Roll a d20. Tell me what you rolled. You rolled 6. With a roll of 6, Kashka's performance is met with mixed reactions. Some people seem amused by the spectacle, chuckling and clapping along to the rhythm. But others seem disapproving, their brows furrowed in concern. A woman in the crowd steps forward, her expression stern. What do you mean, boy for sale? She demands, her gaze falling on Oliver. You can't sell a child. The crowd murmurs in agreement, their amusement turning into disapproval. Kashka now has to handle the situation delicately. What will she do next? Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat to suggest the next course of action. Lady of the Lindens has been chosen. Kill her and reassure Oliver he'll always be our boy. Kashka's gaze locks onto the woman, a cold smile playing on her lips. She steps forward, drawing her longsword in one swift motion. The crowd gasps, backing away from the unfolding scene. Roll a d20. Tell me what you rolled. You rolled 20. With a natural 20, Kashka's actions are swift and decisive. In a flash, she swings her longsword, aiming it at the woman. But instead of harming her, Kashka uses the flat of her blade to knock the woman out cold. The crowd gasps, recoiling from the display of power. The woman crumples to the ground, out cold but alive. Kashka sheathes her sword and turns to Oliver, giving him a reassuring smile. You'll always be our boy, she says, patting his head. Despite the tense atmosphere, Oliver seems reassured, nodding and clinging onto Kashka's hand. The crowd watches in silent awe as they walk away. Where will they go next? Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat to suggest the next course of action. Based Ape has been chosen. Okay, fine, let's go rescue your family. Deciding it's time to address Oliver's personal plight, Kashka nods in agreement. Alright, Oliver, let's go rescue your family. With a new determination, they leave the silenced crowd behind and make their way towards the city outskirts where the bandits who hold Oliver's family are based according to the boys' descriptions. As they approach the bandit hideout, Kashka can see a group of rough-looking individuals guarding the entrance. What will she do next? Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat to suggest the next course of action. Maureen Peters has been chosen. Order them to let you through. Or let the guards who you took with you kill them all. With Oliver safely behind her, Kashka approaches the bandit guards with an air of authority that leaves no room for argument. Let us through, she commands, her voice echoing through the quiet night. The bandits sneer at her demand, their grip on their weapons tightening. And why should we do that? One of them retorts. At this, Kashka signals the city guards she had brought with her. They step forward, their weapons drawn and ready to strike. Roll a d20. Tell me what you rolled. You rolled 17. With a roll of 17, the city guards spring into action. They charge at the bandits, their weapons clashing in the dim light. The bandits, taken aback by the sudden attack, scramble to retaliate, but they're clearly outnumbered. In the ensuing chaos, Kashka slips past the distracted bandits and into the hideout. Oliver stays close, his eyes wide with fear but also hope. They navigate the dark corridors, searching for Oliver's family. What will Kashka do when she finds them? Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat to suggest the next course of action. Bleach Demon has been chosen. I order the guards to place the bandit heads on pikes, then use the skeleton key to open the cage where Oliver's family is kept and gasp in horror. Following Kashka's orders, the city guards make quick work of the bandits and place their heads on pikes as a gruesome warning to others. Inside the hideout, Kashka uses her skeleton key to unlock the cage where Oliver's family is kept. As the cage door creaks open, she gasps in horror. The conditions they've been living in are appalling, their faces drawn and pale. But their eyes light up at the sight of Oliver and the formidable Goliath who has come to their rescue. What will Kashka do now? Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat to suggest the next course of action. Maureen Peters has been chosen. Crush their skulls between your hands. It is a mercy kill. The sight of Oliver's family in such a state fills Kashka with a mixture of rage and sorrow. She looks at him, their hopeful eyes meeting hers, and a dark thought crosses her mind. But could she really go through with it? The decision hangs heavy in the air. Roll a d20. Tell me what you rolled. You rolled 20. A natural 20, yet, this decision doesn't come easily. Despite the dire circumstances, the look of hope in the family's eyes makes Kashka reconsider. She realizes that mercy doesn't always mean a swift end, but sometimes, a chance to heal and rebuild. She sheathes her sword and turns to Oliver's family. "We're getting you out of here," she says, her voice a promise of a better future. What will Kashka do next to ensure the safety of Oliver's family? Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat to suggest the next course of action. Based ape has been chosen. Ask the family what happened to them. Why were they locked up? With Oliver's family safely out of the cage, Kashka turns to them, her gaze gentle but questioning. "What happened to you? Why were you locked up?" she asks, a hint of concern in her voice. The family share their story, telling of how they were once honest tradesfolk until they fell into debt. Unable to repay, they were taken hostage by the ruthless bandits. As they reveal their unfortunate tale, Kashka can't help but feel a growing sense of injustice. What will she do with this new information? Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat to suggest the next course of action. Bleach Demon has been chosen. I contact the local slaver, selling them into a happy servitude where they can be productive and serve out the debt they owe. Can't be scum. The thought of selling Oliver's family into servitude makes Kashka pause. She's a ruthless enforcer of law and order, but she's not heartless. Yet, she knows the world is not kind to those who can't pay the dues. She contacts a local slaver, known for treating his charges fairly. He agrees to take on Oliver's family, ensuring they will be treated well and work off the debt through productive labor. As she watches the family led away, she can't help but wonder if she's made the right choice. What will Kashka do next? Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat to suggest the next course of action. Lady of the Lindens has been chosen. Instill this as a harsh lesson about life to Oliver. With Oliver standing beside her, Kashka watches as his family is led away. She feels his hand clutching her own, the grip tightening as his family disappears from view. Turning to Oliver, she kneels to his level, her gaze meeting his. "Listen, Oliver," she begins, her voice steady. Life can be harsh. It can be unfair, but it's how we deal with these challenges that define us." She lets the words sink in, letting him understand the harsh realities of the world. How will Oliver respond to this lesson? Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat to suggest the next course of action. Base ape has been chosen. Check the dragon artifact. I wonder why it is giving off energy. Sensing a shift in the mood, Kashka changes the topic. She reaches into her bag and pulls out the dragon statue they had found earlier. The statue is still warm to the touch, and a faint glow pulses from its ruby eyes. As she carefully examines it, she can feel an undeniable surge of magical energy. It's subtle, but it's definitely there. This statue is more than just a beautifully crafted artifact, it's imbued with some kind of magic. What will Kashka do with the magical dragon statue? Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat to suggest the next course of action. Bleach Demon has been chosen. I speak to the town lawmaster if he knows anything of this statue. Could it hold the secrets of life? Intrigued by the magical properties of the dragon statue, Kashka decides to seek out the town's lawmaster. This scholar is known to have extensive knowledge about magical artifacts and their histories. She finds him in his study, surrounded by piles of ancient tomes and scrolls. She presents the statue to him, explaining the unusual energy she's noticed. The lawmaster's eyes light up with interest as he examines the artifact. Roll a d20. Tell me what you rolled. You rolled 2. With a roll of 2, the lawmaster studies the dragon statue, his brow furrowing in concentration. However, after a few minutes, he shakes his head with a sigh. "I'm afraid I can't help you," he admits. "This statue is unlike anything I've seen before. Its magic is different, unfamiliar." Despite the disappointment, Kashka appreciates his honesty. She thanks him and leaves the study, the dragon statue still in her possession. Now, she must find another way to decipher the statue's secrets. Where will she go next? Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat to suggest the next course of action. Lady of the Lindens has been chosen. Ask if he knows another who may know more. Not one to give up easily, Kashka turns back to the lawmaster. Do you know someone else who might be able to help? She asks, her gaze unwavering. The lawmaster strokes his beard, pondering for a moment. There's a wise old hermit who lives on the outskirts of the city, he finally says. He's a bit eccentric, but his knowledge of ancient magic is unparalleled. With a new lead, Kashka thanks the lawmaster and prepares to seek out the hermit. What will she do to ensure a successful meeting with the hermit? Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat to suggest the next course of action. Based ape has been chosen. Go ask the hermit to cast a spell on the statue to bring it to life. Determined to unravel the mystery of the dragon statue, Kashka leaves the city and travels to the outskirts where the hermit lives. She finds him in a secluded hut, surrounded by a myriad of strange and enchanting artifacts. She approaches the old hermit, her request straightforward. I need your help to bring this statue to life, she says, presenting the dragon statue. The hermit eyes the statue, his gaze curious. Interesting, he mutters. Let's see what we can do. Roll a d20. Tell me what you rolled. You rolled 19. With a roll of 19, the hermit reaches out and takes the dragon statue from Kashka. He inspects it thoroughly, muttering incantations under his breath. There's a sudden spark of magic, and the dragon statue starts to glow brightly. Kashka watches in awe as the statue transforms before her eyes. The stone scales become vibrant and lifelike, the ruby eyes gleaming with a fiery intensity. In a grand display of magic, the statue springs to life, taking the form of a small, but very real dragon. What will Kashka do with her newly awakened dragon? Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat to suggest the next course of action. Maureen Peters has been chosen. Name the dragon Fluffy, he will be your new and only son. With a soft smile, Kashka gazes at the small dragon, its scales reflecting the light in a dazzling array of colors. I'll call you Fluffy, she decides, reaching out to stroke the dragon's head. To her surprise, Fluffy purrs, nuzzling against her hand. Turning to Oliver, she announces, meet your new brother, Fluffy. The boy's eyes light up with joy as he reaches out to touch the dragon, his fear of the creature slowly fading. As the new family enjoys this moment of peace, what will Kashka plan to do next? Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat to suggest the next course of action. Base tape has been chosen. Ask Fluffy what its purpose is. Intrigued by the magical creature now in her care, Kashka turns to Fluffy. Do you know what your purpose is, Fluffy? She asks, her voice soft yet commanding. Fluffy looks up at Kashka, his ruby eyes gleaming with intelligence. He opens his mouth, and to Kashka's surprise, he speaks in a voice that's small but clear. Roll a d20. Tell me what you rolled. You rolled 9. With a roll of 9, Fluffy's response is cryptic. To serve and protect, he says. His voice, though small, carries a weight of conviction. Kashka ponders on Fluffy's words, wondering what exactly the dragon means by serve and protect. Could it be linked to the magic that brought him to life, or perhaps to an ancient prophecy? What will Kashka do with this new information? Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat to suggest the next course of action. Maureen Peters has been chosen. Ask a specialist to help you raise Fluffy. Realizing that raising a dragon is no small task, Kashka decides to seek the help of a specialist. After asking around the city, she learns of a retired dragon trainer who lives in the northern part of the city. She and Oliver, with Fluffy nestled in her arms, make their way to find this trainer. Upon meeting him, she explains the situation and asks for his assistance. Roll a d20. Tell me what you rolled. You rolled 7. With a roll of 7, the dragon trainer looks at Fluffy with a skeptical gaze. I've trained many dragons in my time, he says, but never one brought to life from a statue. I can't guarantee success, but I'll do my best. Despite his uncertainty, Kashka feels reassured. She thanks the trainer and leaves Fluffy under his care, confident that he will be well looked after. As they leave the trainer's house, Kashka can't help but wonder what lies ahead for her and her new family. What will they do next? Well done, adventurer, you have successfully completed your quest. Your bravery and cunning have seen you through, and the world you've journeyed in is forever changed by your deeds. It's been an honor to guide you through this tale. For those of you who have joined us on this journey, we hope you enjoyed the twists and turns of this epic story. Your support is what makes these adventures possible. If you're able, please consider supporting us on Patreon to help fund future stories. Every bit helps in bringing these tales to life. Remember to like and subscribe to our channel to join us on future adventures. Your support helps grow our community and allows us to create more immersive narratives. Please share our channel with friends and communities who would also love to embark on these gripping quests. Lastly, we have a vibrant Discord server where you can connect with fellow adventurers, discuss your favorite moments from the story, and share your ideas for future adventures. The link is in the description below. Thank you for being part of our journey. Until our next adventure, safe travels.